Hey guys, hope you're doing great. Today we're going to start talking about area of shaded region. So these are the notes for 15.3. So let's dive in. So we're just going to review a little bit by finding the area of a rectangle, and then a square, and then a circle, and then a couple examples when we talk about area of shaded parts. You'll see what that looks like. So first example just says find the area of the rectangle below. So recall the area of a rectangle is length times width. Well, I've got one of the dimensions, but I need the other dimension. So we've got a 30, 60, 90 special right triangle where I know the short side and I need to know the long side. Short to long times rad 3. So 5 rad 3 is the long side. So we plug in the length, 5 rad 3, times the width is 5, and we get an answer of 25 rad 3, which is approximately 43.301 square units. Okay, so hopefully you remember in your special right triangles, you've probably noticed they come up multiple times. Okay, all right, let's look at number 2. Number 2 says find the area of the square below. Well, area of a square is side squared, so we need to know the dimensions of the square. Well, we're given the diagonal. Since it is a square, since those are equal, it is an isosceles right triangle. Since it's an isosceles right triangle, it is a 45, 45, 90 right triangle. Okay, so we need to go hypotenuse to short, and we do that by dividing by rad 2. So 12 rad 2 divided by rad 2 gives us a dimension of 12. So to find the area, 12 squared, simply 144 square units for the area of that square. Okay. All right, let's look at example 3. We're going to find the area of the circle. Okay, find the area of the circle. Well, area of a circle, pi r squared. Okay, we know the radius is 10, so pi times 10 squared. So we get 100 pi, which is approximately 314.159 square centimeters. Okay, that's how we'd find the area of that circle. All right, let's go to the next page. So we're going to talk about how to find the area of shaded region. So a part of a figure. Okay, a part of a figure. So the first part says describe how you would find the area of the shaded region below. Okay, so we've got to recognize what figures make up this figure before we can find the shaded region. So we've got a square, okay, and we have a circle. Okay, so if I was to lay out the steps to find the shaded region, step 1 might be find the area of the square. Find the area of the square would be step 1. Maybe step 2 would be find the area of the circle. And then if you can imagine, how would we get the area of the shaded region? So if I was holding this figure to get the shaded region, I would literally cut out the circle. Well, how do we mathematically cut out something? Well, the mathematic operation to cut something out is subtraction. So I'm going to take whatever the area of the square was, and I'm going to subtract the area of the circle, and that would give me the area of the shaded region. Okay, so let's do this. It says find the area of the shaded region above. So first, area of my square. Area of a square, sides squared, length of the sides 8. 8 squared, 64. Okay. Then we're going to find the circle, area of the circle. Area of a circle is pi r squared. Well, if the radius, we need to know what the radius is. If the diameter is 8, the radius must be 4. So pi 4 squared, which is 16 pi. Okay. And that's approximately 50.265. So to find the area of the shaded region, I'm going to take that 64 and I'm going to subtract that 50.265. And that gives us an area of 13.735 square units. Okay. So if your circle had an area larger than the square, then you probably would notice that you would have done something wrong, because you would definitely not get a negative answer for area. Okay. All right, let's look at number 5, last example. So we've got another one where we want to find the area of the shaded region. Okay, find the area of the shaded region. So just in general, what do I need to do? Well, I need to find the area of the circle, and I need to subtract the trapezoid. Okay, so let's do the circle. Area of the circle, pi r squared. Diameter is 12, so the radius is 6, so pi 6 squared is 36 pi, which is approximately 113.097, 36 pi. Now we need to find the area of the trapezoid. So you might have to dig back into your formulas to remember the formula for area of a trapezoid. So the trapezoid, hopefully you recall, or at least maybe it'll look familiar after I write it down. We have the height of the trapezoid times base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. Okay. So we need to know the bases and we need to know the height. Well, one of my bases is 12, which represents the diameter of that circle. The other base is 8. So I do have my bases, but I don't have the height. I'm going to zoom in a bit so I can figure out what this height is. Okay. Well, a little bit tricky, but I bet we can do this. So I'm going to split this base into some equal parts. So if that's 8, then I've got 4 left over, so that would be 2, and this piece right here would be 2. So you can see that we have a 30, 60, 90 right triangle, and I know the short leg and the height is represented by the long leg, so short to long would simply be 2 times rad 3. Okay, so that's the height of the trapezoid. Now, that seems pretty simple, but you do have to have the knowledge, and it's kind of a puzzle to figure out what that height is. So let's plug in my values. So I have the height, which is 2 rad 3. One of the bases is 12, the other base is 8, and divide that by 2. Okay, so make sure you do all the numerator before you divide by 2. Just order of operations would make that difficult if you don't do it correctly. So we do all this, it comes out to 34.641. Okay, so we just want to subtract those. So I've got my 113.097 minus 34.641 gives us a final answer of 78.456 square units. Okay. All right. Well, tomorrow we'll do some, or next lesson, which won't be tomorrow, will be some more shaded regions. But this is pretty short set of notes, 15.3. So do your assignment, and hope to see you guys soon. We'll talk to you later. Bye.